How are you settling in?
It's very easy. Everybody's friendly, and it's very nice to be here.
How excited are you about the move to the Premier League?
I'm very excited. This is a great opportunity, and this is a great squad. So I'm looking forward.
And did the move come as a surprise to you?
Yeah, a bit. I didn't know FC Copenhagen would let me go, so it all went quick, but I could feel that it was the right decision to make.
Is the price tag a big responsibility on your shoulders?
I see it as a motivation. If they want to pay that amount of money, then I must be good, and they must believe that I'm good.
So is the Premier League where Danish players want to play these days? Is that the aspiration, the ambition?
I think so. That it also has something to do with your way of playing. But in Denmark, every Premiership matches are shown at television, and it's the league with the most viewers.
And how much more difficult will it be, do you think, to score goals in the Premier League than in the Danish league?
It might be a bit more difficult, but as long as I'm on a good team and I improve all the time, then I think it will work out.
Alki, what will Andreas bring to you?
I think he's great potential, and I think he's a real good catch for us. I'm delighted to have got him. We tracked him the whole of last year. We had a contact in Denmark who put me onto him last summer, so we've been watching him for a year, and by Christmas really didn't think we would have any chance of getting him the way things were going. But it turned out that we were able to do business quickly. Andreas and his agent were great to deal with, and I have to give special mention to Copenhagen, who were tremendous to deal with, very efficient, very professional, and very friendly. And we were fortunate because we were certainly in competition internationally with another club at the time, and very soon after, 3 other Premier League clubs came in to try and take him as well. So I'm delighted that we've got him. I think he's someone that's really burst onto the scene in Denmark, and I think you see that now with the games that he's playing at international level as well. He's starting centre forward for Denmark at his young age. Shows you that the Danish national team value him highly, and not only Copenhagen, the #1 club in Denmark.
He was the latest on Tom Ince on what is happening. He's back at his club now. Is that a good sign, bad sign, or is he just thinking things over? How was it as far as you're concerned?
Yeah. Well, we were a bit accepted by Blackpool. We agreed terms with the agent. Tom and his dad were both on holiday and on a professional course at the time, so Monday was the earliest that they could get down to us. We had a good chat, we had a cup of tea and a biscuit, and a look about the place. Tom said the last couple of days had a domestic issue to deal with, but Friday morning there'll be it's the ball's in their court, and in Friday morning we'll have a decision one way or another.
Do you think he really wants to come here?
I can only say from the chat we had a very amicable, friendly chat. They asked me a lot of questions about where his career would go forward, where I see him in terms of the type of player he is, and what's going on here. And after that, then that's probably something for him and his family to decide. But he certainly was very impressed by the stadium, training ground, City in general, and our conversation, and about the plans for Cardiff City going forward.
Been pursuing him for quite a few weeks now. How far are you prepared to go to get him into the building?
Well, we've had our bid accepted. We've agreed terms with the agent. As I said, it's really about the ball's back in Tom and his father's court. It's really just about deciding whether he wants to come down here. And as I said, we'll find that out tomorrow morning.
Is Friday a deadline, Malky, or is it? I mean, obviously you'd like him in training with you next week?
Yeah. Tomorrow morning we'll find it one way or the other. That's the situation. It'll be, you'll have clarity on it tomorrow.
Did you set that ultimatum yourself? Did you say, look, we want to know by then? Was that your decision?
It's not so much an ultimatum. It was the way that the situation panned out. As I said, Monday was a day there. They came down, had a good look. The last couple of days, Tom's had something to deal with up in Blackpool. So it was always going to be Friday morning. We'll have the conversation Friday morning. It'll be, whether he's deciding to stay at Blackpool or come down here.
As far as obviously Andres and looking Tom, how is the building in other areas? How is progress going? Getting the squad together? Do you think at this point?
Yeah, we've got various plans in place at the moment. We're talking to plenty of people, and there's various players at different stages with us at the moment. It would be ideal if you could get everyone in to go on your pre-season trip. Invariably, I've rarely been on a pre-season trip as a player or a coach or a manager where that is the case. We've been through two transfer windows here already, in the two summer transfer windows where there's been an awful lot of activity, but it doesn't always come when you want it. Sometimes you've just got to be patient and let things take their course if you want that player. Sometimes that player decides something else is there, or the club decides not to sell, and you've got to go into another target, and that's why we've got a player recruitment department. But it's served us well for 2 years now, and there's been over 20 odd players into the football club. So it's about planning and preparing and making sure that when we do go for a player and we do invest a certain amount of money, that it's the correct decision, A, financially for the football club, and B, that he's going to fit in here and he's going to be an improvement and an addition to the good squad of players that I've got.
A few months ago, we've got 5 players. Is that still the kind of target to bring in? And we've got Andres, is it?
No, you said 5 players. I never said 5 players.
You said it. But I mean, how many more then do you see now? Is there a...
There's not an exact amount of players, but we obviously need to bring in some players to help the squad we've got. We're under no illusions about that. We need to, like we did the first season, we needed to bring players in that were better than to add to the squad. Last summer we had to bring players in again to improve the quality of what we wanted to do, and we're going to the Barclays Premier League now and need to again improve the standards at the football club again, and that's what we'll do. And it's a gradual process, and if we do that, then we've got a better chance of having foundations laid at this football club for years to come.
Do you think you're ready for the Premier League? Do you think you have what it takes now to start next month and hit the ground running?
Yeah, certainly, and that's why I'm here. I could choose to stay in Copenhagen if I thought this wasn't the right decision, but I believe I'm ready.
What are you expecting, the difference between Denmark and the Premier League? What are you expecting? How are you expecting it to be different?
I expect the pace to be higher, and I expect it to be more physical.
Goals, you say?
Yeah.
Andres, are you inspired by the success Danish players have had in England in the last 20 years?
Yeah, of course I am. There's Daniel Lager in Liverpool as maybe the best example, and he's done very well for almost 8 years. So yeah.
Did you take any advice from any Danish colleague about the Premier League, about the club? Did you speak to anybody?
Yeah, I spoke with Kasper Schmeichel, who played here a couple of years ago. He said it was a very good club and a good crowd, and it was nice to be here. And I spoke to some of the others about moving out and how it is.